Back Row Ministry of the World Premier, Mr. Mark D. Steele, coming at you live and direct. 8/11 is here. 8/11 is in full effect. Happy that nothing took place. Devastating on 8/11, but still we're on the watch in the Bay Area. Don't take your eyes and close your eyes. Remember these type of demons deceive. But we talked about the beginning and the opening of the portal. This is an Alpha and Omega ritual and an Omega and Alpha ritual. I say it that way because it's the beginning and the end is the beginning. Life is nothing but cycles. Talk about 88 and the connection of 8, infinity, which has a lot to do with time. This has all the themes that we've been building up to have a lot to do with time and time manipulation. I talked about Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. It's about what if certain events happen certain ways? What if certain things were allowed? And the end of that movie and the playing of Rosemary Baby. A lot of people talk about this idea of the Antichrist or the birth of a demon. So, there's people that really believe in this stuff. And when we talk about opening up portals, you don't know what you're going to bring through a portal once you open it, but you need energies to bring that portal open. And now we're in the ritual of 88, which 8/11 began. Remember, 8 times 11 equals 88. Trump equals 88. Epstein equals 88. That's why he was killed one day before 8/11. Epstein equals 88. Remember, we had the death of Toni Morrison 6 days before 8/11. Toni Morrison equals 88. So all these deaths, certain rituals going on. Now you see Trump a lot in the news. You're really starting to see the hate rhetoric, the division stories, the racism stories. Remember now, Hitler was tied into the number 88 because Hitler was the beginning and the end. He was the end of a time where Germanic rule was coming to an end. Remember, the Germans, after battling the Romans for so long, finally had got to a place of power. And Germanic rule kind of ended after World War II, where the Germans were no longer in power in that territory. And we got the creation of the Israeli state. You got the creation of the Israeli state after World War II. So with the beginning and the end and the end and the beginning. Hitler marked the beginning of the Israeli state. So everything goes in cycle. And it's all about the manipulation of time. Manipulating times, changing events, and getting the outcomes that you want. And basing outcomes that you want. When we talk about the original Israelite is the African. Now the original Israelite is suddenly the Eastern European. That's time manipulation. We want to change events in time. So now we're at this point where now this energy is flowing and we're waiting for the next event. I'm already watching for 9/11. I'm still telling people in Oakland and in that part of the Bay Area just to continue to be on the watch. 9/11 is coming. 8/11, 9/11, 7/11 are always connected. So continue to be on the watch. Anything you see strange, we'll start posting on YouTube. Say, hey, I seen this, I seen that. There's a lot of outlets you guys can go to and kind of post information and kind of get things out there about strange events that are taking place in the Bay Area. So we continue to watch the Bay Area, San Francisco, Oakland. We're already seeing strange stuff with Oakland, the whole Antonio Brown and the helmet situation. They don't give you anything just to be giving you. There's a reason why they're giving you terms like helmet. Get in your gematria calculator, type in helmet. Everything they do is for a reason. So good chance that Antonio Brown won't play that much this season. We already see this strange thing with DeMarcus Cousins once again getting an ACL injury. We see ACL always thrown around when they don't want people to be involved in certain events. We just saw this with Kevin Durant when they moved him out here to New York. So they always do. We say the beginning is the end is the beginning. It's always the beginning inside of every end. So somebody's going to come and take DeMarcus Cousins' place, and that somebody is going to help the Lakers possibly get to the finals this year. So a lot of things taking place. Just keep your eyes open. But we're inside of the 88 ritual, the infinity ritual. So we talk about 88 having a lot to do with duality. Here we talk about the duality of time. The beginning of the end is a duality. It's a duality. It mimics each other. We say as is below, above, so shall be below. They mirror each other. What's on top mirrors what's on the bottom. That's just the way of life. So just because you're incarcerated doesn't mean life stops. Life is the same behind bars as it is out in the real world. That's what we mean by as of below, so is the same. As above, so is the same below. The mirroring effect. And time mirrors itself because time is all about cycles. Things just come back in cycles. Look at the clothes people are wearing now. You got kids wearing cut-up jeans. They were wearing that back in 84, 85 when I was a kid. Remember Bruce Springsteen dancing in the dark when the girl from Friends came on the stage with her cut-up jeans on? That was the beginning of a new fad. They had been doing that for the longest. Now people acting like this stuff is new. You got Jordans that he's pulling out the factory from 87, 88. He's got 88, 89 Jordans with the new Jordans the retro Jordans. Those are Jordans when I was a kid. I went to school in 88. So we're going back into this duality of time. We talked about time travel with it, Back to the Future. Remember, 88 was the main thing they had to get to. We got to get to 88. We got to get to 88 to open up that energy. Now do you understand? To open up that energy. And they tell you this stuff. They've been using these numbers for years. We're not crazy. We're not saying anything new. This is old stuff. You just have never paid attention to it. They'll tell you right in your face, we need to get to 88 miles an hour to open up this energy. And once we hit 88, the portal will open. Now you're seeing all these 88 rituals popping off because they're really trying to open a portal. They're really trying to do some Stranger Things shit. And people are sitting back like, oh, that's just TV. These motherfuckers are crazy. They're not thinking this is just TV. They're thinking this shit is fucking reality. They're thinking reality while you're still in TV mode. Magic, sorcery, alchemy, these things are real. They were in existence way before most of us even were in a thought of being in existence. And they're never going anywhere. Never going anywhere. So we have to begin to understand that most of the stuff that we don't want to find as true has already happened. People have been faking their deaths for years. This is nothing new. I think Epstein was the first person to fake his death. Let's make a list of people who faked their death. Tupac, Prince. We are so busy jumping to the death of the name that we forget that has nothing to do with the physical person. Tupac's name is not Tupac. Prince's name is not Prince. Those people can die all day. I can kill off an creation anytime I feel like it. That doesn't mean I physically died. I just killed off my creation. So in that sense, yes, he is dead. Epstein is dead. He killed off Epstein. But a lot of these guys, that's not even their real names. We talk about the mayor of New York. His name is not de Blasio. Go look it up. Go look it up on fucking Wikipedia and other forums. His name is not de Blasio. This man is the mayor of a major city and is telling people, my name is Bill de Blasio. That's not even his name. That's not his name. Problem with us is we don't challenge what we see. And when we see the truth, then we run from it because we don't want to accept the truth. Prince told people he would die for you. He told you the exact date he was going to die. He told you he was going to die in the elevator. Remember the saying, I'm not going to let the elevator break me down, yet he's in the elevator dead? You think that's all coincidence? No. Prince plotted and planned that death perfectly. Why do you think they don't talk about what is money no more? Mysteriously, the museum opens up a couple of weeks after Prince's death, as though that stuff was not already put in place. This stuff has been going on for centuries, people. We just acting like, oh no, well that's just TV, that's movie. They give the movie for the distraction. The distraction is to make you think it's not happening. Everything you've seen in the movie over the past 40, 50 years now is in front of you. Remember you saw flat screens in the movies? Now you got one in your house. Remember you saw the cell phone in the movies? Now you got one in the house. Remember Star Trek had the iWatch? Now you got one on your wrist. They tell you what they're going to do. But we're so stuck on, well, that will never happen. They already got the technology. They slowly wean you off. You think everybody's not going to drive electric cars in the next 10, 20 years? Yes, they will be. We'll be driving electric cars. They'll have automated cars on the road. The stuff is coming. Time is nothing but cycles, and the bringing back of cycles. That's the duality of time. That the cycle will begin again. We got the NFL XFL thing. Landry Jones, the first pick of the XFL. Why you think they picked Landry? Landry equals what? 88. He's opening up the portal for the change. The NFL is finished. The XFL is going to be your new NFL. Fox News just signed a major contract with Vince McMahon. Why would they do that if they got the NFL too? Because the NFL is about to end this year. The whole thing with Jay-Z, Mr. 444, confirms they're about to destroy the NFL and move it out the way for the XFL. Nothing lasts forever. That's the duality of time. Time is meant to change things, but we think that things last forever. That's why the elite rule over us, because until we accept change, they'll always have the power. Until we accept the idea that these things have always happened, they will always have the power. Nothing going on is new. It's just a cycle in time. That's what duality is all about. The same cycle coming back. Building up energy to open portals now is the new shit. The shit that's been happening for centuries. This ain't the first time they open up portals. This ain't the first time they manipulated time. What do you think deja vu is? Deja vu is time manipulation. You're going through it. You're experiencing time manipulation. You've been there before. Your life is nothing but a cycle. Start looking at things that way. Mr. Mokti, Back Row Ministry, peace and hair grease.